Go district. Bleed, I ball. Bleed, I ball. Bleed, I ball. Bleed, ball. And I bleed, I ball. Bleed, I ball. Bleed, I ball. Cause I bleed. Hey, bleeding, I ball. Defeated the odds. Didn't see him at all. JD in the pods. I needed it all. I bleeded a lie. You bleeded a lie. Nah, bleeded a lie. And that's what I go do. Facts, let me show you. Happen to know. Dudes drafting, they don't do bad and they don't lose. Make you wanna bleed. It's the GO District boys giving you the business and no gimmicks. The best ball drafts got me feeling like it's Christmas. Then it's Christmas all of a sudden and these riches came from nothing. And I got this all from loving the district. See, I just drafted, forget it. I laugh at the critics, they mad at the digits. I clap back by listening. See, BALLiN ain't a problem if you kick it with them off. And I refresh the feed till autumn, then I bleed, go.
What is up, Fantasyland? I'm back with my boy Andrew. We are in the 16th round, buddy. I know our intention was to go pick for pick on these videos. I think we forgot that we have lives and families and kids and, you know, jobs and careers and all that. So we've been trying to get on as frequently as we could. I think you told me the last pick was 11 that we put on video.
Yes.
So
we did Elijah Moore in the 11th round.
Okay, so for anyone who's like first time coming upon this video, we started, this is a 100K to first place, 125 buy-in for the FFPC best ball, tight end premium, 1 QB. So Andrew and I were in the 4th spot. We started Zeke, DK Metcalf, CeeDee Lamb, and Lockett for the first 4. We started stacking with Prescott, came back to back tight end with Higbee and Tanyan in the 6th and the 7th, Gallup in the 8th for a triple stack or a quadruple stack actually with Alice, and then Devontae Smith, Jamal Williams is only our second running back in the 10th round, and then we go the double tap on the Moore brothers, Elijah and Rondale, and now we went double tap on the running backs with Ramondre Stevenson and Damian Williams. Ramondre, obviously, we got to pick right after the Sony news. And then we just stacked our 11 round, Elijah Moore with Zach Wilson as our second quarterback.
Yep.
So
go ahead. Go, JD.
No, go ahead. I was just going to ask you, like, maybe what are your thoughts on those last few picks?
Yeah, let's do that. I think one interesting fact, and I like the way you put this, right? We're in the FFPC. This is the first year they've done one of these best ball tournaments. $125 buy-in. I think it's sold out while we were this tournament sold out while we were on the clock and live for our second pick. What's really interesting, JD, is that we're doing a 6-hour slow draft. So we were one of the last 6-hour slow drafts. I think that's important. I think the second important point is with all of the recent news, they opened up a second best ball tournament almost immediately after the first one closed. Yep. So I think that one's 50K. I think there's still spots on that one. But I think the point is, and I kind of want to talk about our 13th round pick and even like the 101's 13th round pick, because the interesting thing here is we did get the Sony Michel news. So you'll notice if you're looking at the draft board, he went 1201. Tony Jones goes 1301, and then Ramondre Stevenson goes 1304. The huge benefit, JD, I wanted to congratulate ourselves, is the huge benefit is we actually have a lot of leverage on the field for any of these teams that were drafted well before this news. Like, this is like the fact that we still have a best ball tournament number 1 going while we're still picking up this preseason news.
I see what you're saying.
Is allowing us to.
It's huge. It's
huge. We're seeing how the preseason progressed, and we're able to get Ramondre. We're like, and again, I don't know the numbers, and maybe I should have, but let's say he's only like 20% owned on the entire field. That's still really good value getting him in the 13th. So I wanted to congratulate us firstly, and then secondly, give credit to Team 1 for grabbing a Tony Jones. Even if you think that that's early at 1301, he still gained a ton of leverage on the field because Tony Jones the only ownership he's going to have in the first best ball tournament is on these slow drafts that are still going. And there's just not many of those out there.
It's funny how we keep going. That's a very valid point with regards to this draft still going on right now. But it's funny how we keep going to that one spot, and we have very, very similar builds in some aspects. You know, the receivers early, the one stud running back, and then, you know, almost into the 10th round before he picks up his second one with AJ Dillon, and then kind of these depth guys. And I look at it, I love it. Like Tony Jones, Derek Evans is a guy that we considered, and then Daryl Williams coming back. So that's why I'm not afraid to go receiver early in these drafts, because there's so much nice depth in these last rounds. And, you know, we've talked about it a million times on the show with regards to if you hit on these guys, you hit big. It's not like they'll give you an RB1 week, or, you know, if they end up starting for a game to 3 games or whatever it is, or even, you know, we saw Mike Davis give you like a whole season. So the more of these guys you pick up, like you said to me, just moving forward, questioning how many RBs we end up with, I've changed how I do that on the back end now. I used to be a lot more conscious of like, am I grabbing a receiver or a running back? But the further I get into the draft, the less I'm concerned about position. Okay. Because the only way these guys get in are in a flex, like most likely. And most of the time, they're not even counting in your week scoring. So I rather take bigger swings and try to hit the home run on the RBs if it makes sense. But again, it's kind of like I'll just take it a pick at a time as opposed to plan. Whereas in the first 3-4 rounds are similar. I'm looking for value, and then you're kind of starting to look at specific positions or, you know, that kind of thing. So I kind of feel like I've come back to this strategy in the later rounds. The further I go, the less I'm worried about the position and more of the upside of the player, the potential in my roster build. Yep.
No, that makes sense to me, JD. I think that the other interesting thing that we've done, just thinking about the prior picks, is pick 12, Rondale Moore, wide receiver. He's our third rookie wide receiver. We did Smith, Elijah Moore, Rondale Moore. I was really happy that we landed on Rondale Moore. He's a guy that, you know, you and I have both drafted, and of course, we're probably over leveraged on him. But since you and I only have one of these, it was good to get some exposure in the best ball tournament to him. And you know, our bet there, you know, Ramondre coming back, I think was a good one. So in terms of just having some stud, you're talking about like upside and those 1% outcomes. Was really pleased that we were able to get that Rondale there in the 12th.
Yeah, sorry guys, I just realized I didn't have the draft board up. We kind of got into the conversation deep, but yeah, Rondale Moore, my most owned rookie for sure, and one of my top 2 or 3 owned players, period, on the FFPC site in all formats. So just loving the upside in that offense. Yeah, there's a million reasons, but if you look at our receivers, I mean, you look at Rondale Moore, Elijah Moore rookies, Devontae Smith coming in as a rookie, Gallup, a young receiver, and then we have a really nice receiver build. You want upside, in my opinion, with these guys. You want to hit on Justin Jefferson, you want to hit on Juju in his rookie year, you want to hit on Odell, at the end of his rookie year. You're not expecting these guys to start the season for you, but
they don't need to. Yeah,
exactly. But if one of these 3 rookies, even, and if 2, then we're golden. If one of them hits the way we think, then I mean, we have a sweet receiving core.
Yeah. So a couple other things I like notes. This is like housekeeping segment, JD. I had what I like about the Moores too. And again, this is just like draft board quirk that I like. We took Elijah Moore as wide receiver 55, sending it away from us in the odd round. So there's 18 picks, 16 picks until we come again. Rondale Moore was wide receiver 57. In all of those picks that we sent this away from, 16 picks, only one other wide receiver was taken. So in terms of just really lucking out, because we probably agonized that on our last stream, which Moore brother do we take? We ended up going Elijah for the potential later stack, but only one wide receiver was taken. So I think we really lucked out by going back to back there with wide receiver 55 and wide receiver.
Which is crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Brown, Terrace Marshall.
So the only other quirk, or I guess housekeeping item from our DMs was that 14th round pick. We basically used all 5 hours and 55 minutes of that clock. But this wasn't one where we were forgetful or whatever. We were just talking about it for a while. There was some work in between. That one was funny because I think that we were debating between a couple of different running backs. We kind of wanted to go running back. And it wasn't until literally the last second that we were talking about all these other names. And then finally it's just well, why aren't we talking about Damian Williams? And I think we just immediately reached consensus there.
And those guys went right, they went right after, right? If I'm reading Am I reading this? Yeah, they went right after. So whether it's, I don't know that we talked about Xavier for some reason, but
no.
Obviously with Tony coming in kind of kills his value. But JD McKissic, Darrington Evans, we strongly considered. JD is a guy I was kind of talking up, just looking at what he did last year. I know people expect Gibson to kind of, steal some of those targets that JD had last year. My biggest concern that I kind of forgot about, and again, thankful that we took the time to digest this, hash it out, talk it out. But just the fact that a guy like Fitz, you look at historically, he's not one to throw down to the running backs. And to me, that's what JD McKissic's role obviously is. That's what he's there for. And you look at the quarterbacks that were there last year, it kind of makes sense that he was very active. You look at, the voids that they had. Now they have Curtis Samuel there to extend the game. You've got Fitz launching the ball. He's a gunslinger. So again, between us discussing whether you changed my mind, me looking deeper into it, we took our time. We ended up with Damian Williams. The bye week fit really nicely as well. You're always looking at bye weeks the later you go down into the draft, and with a week 10. And let's face it, I think the running game in Chicago is going to be better than people think. I mean, people think last year, it was a schedule, all that for Demont. But there's always the, knock on wood, injury possibility. And maybe they do, bring in Williams to have a bit more of a bigger part and keep their stud running back, healthy throughout the season and into the playoffs.
Yep. Agreed.
All right. So we got Zach, we got our second quarterback. We're 16th round. We threw a bunch of names on. I think I don't think we have much to discuss. I think we agree on a couple of them. Mm-hmm. You've got your your young receivers that maybe haven't flashed yet, but are either in good situations, whether it's a Saints with Thomas being out, or whether it's, the Denver situation. Just, again, you're looking at these guys as depth pieces. If they can give you 2-3 weeks in your lineup, it's bonus. Yep.
No, yeah, agreed. So, are you thinking just to get it out there? Because there's one name I didn't add, and I don't want to mess up. So I'm gonna ping to the private chat, and then I'm gonna talk, so that way you don't get distracted mid thought. But do we want to have consensus around a position here, or do we want to talk about a couple names? Now, I am being wary that, I'm not so conceited that people are hanging on our every word, but just in case now here we're in the end game, if we want to be careful about that. So just wanted to ask you, do you have a lean here in terms of grabbing a wide receiver or grabbing a running back? Because I think that we're kind of narrowed, at least in my mind, on those two positions.
Yeah. The reason I like the name you brought up is obviously stack wise. And when I say stack, there's two different types of stack. There's a stack where you have the quarterback, and then you have the stack where it's just you telling a story that offense is going to be good, and these pieces will be able to work together. And we've done that in this draft. But if we could add, and referring to like DK and Lockett, right? That's a perfect example. We don't have the quarterback, but we consider that a stack. We believe in that offense, that aerial game.
That's right.
So I like what you brought up because it's not something I have a lot of shares of.
Yeah.
It's a very big possibility. Again, knock on wood, the running back ahead of him has any injury issues or health issues. And I think people are underestimating what this offense can do, especially the advantage of that quarterback for the running game, what it does for the running game.
The running quarterback.
Exactly. And I really like that. So
was that like a shot that, because the thing is, he was in the queue. I literally said I liked the queue. I liked a couple of players, and then I get on the stream, and what I do is I hit you with a player that wasn't on our radar. So I don't want to derail the whole thing.
That's the beauty of co-owning teams, right? You can't just keep grabbing your guys and forcing your guys on the other guy you're drafting with. If you guys are co-owning, you want to discuss it. You want to get a feel for what each guy's thinking coming into it, and then something might click like that. Just like I really like that for this build, because then look, how many receivers do we have in the queue, right? You tell me, because I don't want
to. Yeah. Just right now, all of them, 1 million, all right? Numbers approximate,
right? And then it gets harder and harder, to find these running backs at this point. So if we do that, we can even just for me, that would lock up like I'm comfortable leaving with those running backs.
Yep.
And you hope things roll your way. But I think the way we've built it, because Jamal Williams from the beginning should be involved. So he gives you the possible RB2 every week. And then these later guys are just, you're hoping to smash with them,
And just as a reminder here, right? You don't need a reminder, but just for posterity purposes, you're trying to win your individual league. Like, it's important to win your individual league with most points, and then you get into the money rounds. Yeah. So, like, I think in terms of like the punting RB2 and just coming up with an RB2 every week, I think absolutely Jamal Williams and Damian Williams, the Williams brothers, if you will, give us that nice RB2. Like, I think we feel relatively comfortable that we can put some points there, and it's like not a total 0 every week. The upside play, can I say his name now? Because if we're just going to get consensus around him, let's say, so Kenny Gainwell is who we're talking about. I think that his potential upside later in the season is something I'm excited about. The name, just to throw it out there too, another rookie, Chuba Hubbard. I think he was your guy earlier this offseason. He went a couple picks before us. I would have loved to have gotten him too. Yep. So only to bring it up, JD, rookie running backs. This would be our 5th total rookie. Well, six if you count Zach Wilson. I'm going to bring it up and then I'll kind of talk about it, but I want your thoughts. I don't mind 6 out of 18 rookies, 1/3 of your team, especially because we have young explosion elsewhere. Rookies tend to, if they're good, right? If we're looking for that 1% outcome here to take down an entire tournament, they pop later in the season anyways, and that's when we need them. And I think that we've got enough explosion early season to not have to worry about, or we dead in the water with like 6 rookies. Because I think eventually those rookies are going to pop, and they're going to pop at the right time to give us that 1% outcome.
Well, and to me, it's just logic. Like you're going for upside, and who has more upside than a rookie? Someone you have not seen yet in that offense, who's been picked by that regime. People like those are very important things to me when I'm grabbing in these rounds, because if you're picking up, some, let's say 3rd, 4th receiver that's kind of at the end of the road or whatever, and he's not, part of that regime's future or whatever, then why are you going to take him in this round, right? Go for someone who's going to give you that upside. And like you said, like we keep saying, you're trying to hit home runs at this point. That's all you're doing. You're not trying to hit singles and doubles. We've already done that with our Jamal Williams, Damian Williams. Those are our singles and our doubles there. We know they're not going to, maybe they pull a Mike Davis, but that's not why we pick them. No. Whereas when you pick up a guy like Gainwell, then you're going for the upside for, hey, this guy, might actually have a bigger role in this offense than most people think, or based on this happening, this can really, smash for us with this build. And I think that's where we're at with this pick. So I really I'm good with it.
Let's do it and move on. I like it. I think it opens us up to some good, lottery ticket wide receivers or whatever the board allows us to have in 17, 18. So JD, I like somehow how we got to this answer. This is great.
Exactly. And let me just extend this so you guys can see while I make the pick here. All right, perfect. So I think we have an idea where we're going to go with the next one as well.
Do you want to come back for 17 and 18 together and just close out the whole draft together and work through the DMs, or just want to play? Well, we can play it by year. Let's see how it goes.
We could play it by year, and then I would like to do like a final show where we just kind of go through it.
Absolutely.
So we could always make that the last one. We'll figure it out as we go.
Cool. I love it.
Gainwell it is.
What a good pick.
On the board.
Great work. Oh, I like how it popped up too. Nice work, JD.
All right, brother.
Thanks, man. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, enjoy your weekend. Take care.
Yeah, we'll talk to you.
Later, Fantasyland.
Go District. Bleed, I ball. Bleed, I ball. Bleed, I ball. Bleed, ball, and I bleed, I ball. Bleed, I ball. It's the Go District, y'all. I ball, cause I bleed, hey. Bleeding, I ball, defeated the odds, didn't see him at all. JD in the pods, I needed it all. I bleeded a lie, you bleeded a lie, not bleeded a lie. And that's what I go do. Facts, let me show you. Happen to know dudes. Draft and they don't do bad and they don't lose. Make you wanna bleed. It's the Go district boys giving you the business and no gimmicks. The best ball drafts got me feeling like it's Christmas. Then it's Christmas all of a sudden, and these riches came from nothing. And I got this all from loving the district. See, I just drafted, forget it. I laughed at the critics, they mad at the digits. I clap back by listening. See, BALLiN ain't a problem if you kick it with them off. And I refresh the feed till autumn, then I bleep, 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 go.